Alright, we're live again, everyone. Alright, let's see. Where were we? We were in the wastes. And like it does autosave pretty regularly, so I don't think we'll have lost too much. Yep. So when did H2O, when was that, by the way?
The 2000s, 2006.
Okay, because I feel like I remember seeing ads for it. What was that? To be honest, it was one of those things that I feel like I remember in the back of my head is like, did I imagine that or was that real? And there was something else called, is it related to, is that, was the full title H2O, Just Add Water?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that then.
Again, I think
Which is kind of a ridiculous title, to be honest.
just add water and you have a brain.
Yes.
But it's like water, just add water. Like what? Water. I would love to do a PowerPoint party where the theme is, I promise this isn't a dream. This is real. All too real. There's one where there's a series where I know I used to own a DVD of it, but the problem is I remember so little of actual substance about it that I can't figure out what it was. And so now I'm half convinced that I might have dreamed it. But I know I own this DVD. And I've spent like the past, like in the back of, there's a small portion of my mind that's like, I'm pretty sure I didn't dream this. One time my whole family tried to gaslight me into thinking I made up a different version of Freaky Friday. And I was like, no, there's a third Freaky Friday that I saw as a kid. And the swap is the mom's a fashion designer and the daughter is like does like competitive water skiing or like diving. She's some sort of water sport. My parents were like, that doesn't exist. And then finally like internet came around and I was like, it does exist. It was like a made for TV version. So bad. There was like for mine, I remember. Tell me more about it. There was it was like dinosaurs, okay? Not this is a dinosaur train part 2, different thing. But this is dinosaurs, but they're like humanoid dinosaurs, sort of. Like they kind of look like if like the creators of Arthur were like, what if we made everyone a dinosaur? Okay. It was animated or? It was animated.
Okay, so one thing Chris pointed out is not only look at the angle, but how far away they are. So.
There was like a dance party between all these dinosaurs. This is what I mean when I remember so little of it that I can't figure out what to search. I need a swerve dance. I need to vindicate myself that it exists. It was like 90s? Maybe, I genuinely don't know what time period. I think it was a standalone. And it was a movie or a show? I think it might have been like a mini series on like a DVD. Like I genuinely don't remember what this was. I remember there was a boy dinosaur that was kind of tall, and then a girl dinosaur. There were more characters in there, I think, than just the two of them, but I can't remember any of this. They were I think if I watched them now, they would be like slightly nightmare fuel. Yeah. But I'm convinced. Like I know I owned this thing, and I it's like if you made like a map of my mind, it's like mostly like work, theater, and then just a tiny portion of my mind is what is this fucking DVD I used to own as a kid. I think H2O would be a good follow-up. Yeah. It's hilarious.
Okay.
If we're doing a fever dream one ever, I'm definitely doing there's an animated movie of the Big Rock Candy Mountains. It's like this musical sing along.
Okay.
That is one of the weirdest things I've ever watched. And I remember like the one character is the song is nobody likes me, everybody hates me, so I'll just eat worms.
Oh, I know that song.
And it's like there's a lot of like known songs that they work into this weird hour-long trip to the Big Rock Candy Mountains with like full men in weird furry suits.
And I feel like I've heard the name Big Rock Candy Mountain, but I cannot quite place it.
I'll just show you this one real quick still to give you an idea.
Okay, I feel like something about that almost looks kind of familiar. Okay.
Familiar, actually.
Alright, let me see.
Actually, maybe people's actually look for the. I grew up on like weird, like
It's from like 91.
I grew up on weird corners of TV.
Yeah.
So
I think my parents showed us so much.
like every time I talk to like fellow people my age and I say certain series, they're like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "You know, this series." And I'm like, they're like, "We don't know what you're talking about." Like I'm like, I also grew up on like Cyber Chase and Arthur, and you know that sort of stuff. Cyber Chase was good,
So
but
I was like too old to be watching that.
I mean, it was good.
This theme song is so good too.
Oh, that was also good. Like I remember watching like Maya and Miguel, like that kind of thing. But then I would say like Dinosaur Train or Animalia or Horseman, and then people would be like, "What?" And I would be like, you know.
Okay.
Horseman was a very neat series to watch. I was a horse girl.
So, I will say, I think this is starting to look.
Look, right?
Yeah, not the. So, the part that I was looking for is I was usually looking for the direction, and also these big landmarks, but another thing is how far away it is. And I think we're starting to get the same. Let me see. Well, let me pull it up so you guys can compare. I think we're starting to get far away enough. I think we're starting to get close, you know?
It's the last time I'll bring this up, just because I just saw the most ridiculous thing on IMDb.
Yes.
So on the We Seeing the Big Rock Candy Mountain IMDb page, and under connections for it, it says connections featured in The Horror Church Volume 1 footage featured in this film. I'm like, I'm sorry. There's another movie called The Horror Church Volume 1, and it's using footage from the Big Rock Candy Mountain musical sing-along. Why? Alright, go find the secret entrance movie.
Yes, let me see. Where we're. Okay, so it's definitely pretty far back, because it's like. Okay, so it's far back, and there are two kind of openings. Let's see. It's definitely pretty far back, because those look pretty small. And it's kind of, there's two openings, or not openings, two growths that look like they might be statues, two pointy things. And between those. I will say IMDb is a good place for going down weird rabbit holes in general.
Oh, I love it when I-
Yes, is it... Okay, let's see. What does it look like? Okay, now it's too close. We're going back. It looks too close to me. Yes. Okay, so this is the one we found before. Come on. Let's see. Actually, wait a minute. So... I feel like just by looking at the relative distance between the two things, that should also tell us about the angle, right? Because if looking from one way, these two probably should look a little further away, but if I'm looking, like, essentially right dead on, you know, if I'm looking at the... You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm looking at them in the same, you know, if like, one of those, if those are at a 45 angle apart, and I'm looking at them from a 45 angle, then they should look like essentially one's right in front of the other. So I think it's a little more like this. Also, guys, please talk to each other.
Not a quiet party today.
Yes, we do. It's like,
Black Wall is killing all attention. Killing me.
damn cock blocker. Come on. What is... So that looks like the right distance and roughly the right distance and angle, I think. Oh, Chris just texted me the same map that I'm looking at, so I don't have to constantly go to the menu again. Thank you, Chris. Alright. I know for a fact these things are findable. I guess maybe I'm just not as good as perspective puzzles as I would hope I would be. Maybe. They could be. They're kind of the same. Yeah, it's like 2 rocky growths, so it could be. And then... Well, first we have to see where the... Okay, no, that's the wrong angle, I think. So it can't be that. But maybe these? Walking down here just so I can hopefully get a view of, things.
I used to think it was just me who thought you humans all look alike.
And now?
Clearly, you guys can't tell each other apart either. How the crap did you live as some other guy for all those years?
I grew a beard.
Really? Put some hair on your face and no one can tell who you are anymore. That's some disguise, big guy.
And I didn't talk to anyone for months at a time.
Alright. That probably helped.
I'm still disappointed Dorian hasn't said anything. That was funny, at least. But yeah, so you're saying that people in Thetis don't have object permanence? I mean, it's clearly the same thing as the Clark Kent glasses, right?
Although I have commented as his glasses, people comments when I take my glasses off, and they don't commonly see me that way. And they're like, "Oh, you look very different."
I feel like I have one of those spaces where I do my hair and makeup and need glasses, not glasses. And I'm like, oh, you look so different.
I don't know. To me, I'm pretty sure I've seen you with glasses before, and mostly you look the same. Maybe it depends on the glasses.
I will say something pretty interesting about, like, the newer Superman movie is it did generally look like someone too.
Oh yeah, I think he absolutely pulled that off.
I mean, it was also, like, the hair.
True.
Too, and, like, the general demeanor. But also, like, I did think it was funny that it just almost like that one, like, give no glasses reference. And I'm like, that works too.
Mm-hmm.
He could just be hypnotized. No explanation on how he got the hypnotized. Just that he has to.
I wonder, because there are multiple rock thingies here. Could any of these be it? Look at what the... And way in the background, yeah. Pointy nubs, valley, things in the background. Oh. Could this... Maybe these are the pointy thing. Oh, wait a minute. Could it be like... Could...
I feel like the other ones are more like cone-like.
Yes, they were a little more cone-like. You're right. So maybe not quite there. But maybe over here? do wonder if it could be something over here, because I think the angle still relatively looks right, and the distance looks rightish. So... Come on. Different picture. Okay. Chris is suggesting I take a look at another picture. So let's see. I believe that's the one that we already found. Wait, actually, do they... I was wondering if the X's meant those are ones we already found, but I think that's just marking the spot. So I think we found that one. And I think we found that one. Oh. This could be something. Yeah. Well, the good news is that we'll have plenty of forageables and stuff when we get back.
It's kind of a scouting, setting up.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I love games where it's just perfection.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there is something kind of meditative about just like wandering through the desert. Yeah, and just being like, okay, let's see if we can make a land line up. Okay. The other hint was close between two camps. And if we go this way, I think we'll be on basically exactly right between them. So, let's see. Yeah, it's like right about here. Come on. Is there an opening down here, maybe? No. Text press. Do I need another hint?
Can you do like a Marco Polo sort of?
Maybe, yeah. The thing is, I will say, though, that partly because Chris has played a lot of mystery games, but he's honestly very good at giving hints. I know from experience. Okay, so he said we have one of the two camps right for which camp it was in between, but not the other one. Okay, so maybe this camp and this camp. Alright, first I need to take one quick refreshing look at okay, so that looks like it's closer. Could be that. I guess we're just looking for a little statue guy up here. Oh, yeah, Chris sent the other one too. Thank you. For the other image, I mean. Let's see. You know, I know that I feel like if there's any proof that all of these crows are actually Leliana's spies, which I am pretty sure is the implication, I feel like it's the fact that there are apparently tons of them out in the middle of the desert. Like, I don't usually think of crows being desert animals, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like this is a sign that all of these are spies. Actually, wait a minute. I'm just realizing that this is a plot point I think they ripped off from Lord of the Rings. Because I'm remembering Legolas at one point talking about how, like, there are crows that were spying on them, remember?
Well, there's a whole, like, a conspiracy thing, like, birds aren't real.
True.
I think it's like a
Well, probably a little of both, I would imagine. Oh, wait a minute. That looks like a statue of a dwarf, maybe, up on the thing. Yes, I think I lost control of the camera for a second. Where was I looking? I think I was looking here? Or...
I don't know where we are anymore.
Oh, here it is. Okay, here it is. Okay. Yeah, that looks like the statue. So let's compare. Okay, so the statue is hanging just over the thing. Over the rock that has an opening at the earth. You know, something just occurred to me is that the necromancer thing I keep using is supposed to scare people. And it makes a giant dark skeleton, like skull thing. But I feel like if you think about it, that maybe shouldn't work on animals because, like, from their perspective, it doesn't look like a skull to them. You know, because that's not how their skulls look. You know, I guess it'd be kind of like if you just saw like a bird skull, but just a really big picture of a bird skull, and like it'd be kind of ominous, but I feel like it wouldn't quite have the same effect. Okay, now the angle isn't quite lining up for that one, so maybe not, or maybe... I will say one thing I do appreciate about this area is the fact that, like, everything that looks jumpable generally is jumpable. You know, it's easier to... It doesn't make me feel like I'm the world's worst jumper. Oh, we discovered a new area. Okay. burial grounds.
I forgot how far you can see in the desert.
Oh, that was it.
That was it, just a stray remark about the desert.
What was this?
Okay, so I will say this is in fact roughly between two of the camps, so I'm guessing this might be, this is a new area we discovered, I'm guessing there might be something here. Let's see if we can see anything that resembles... Not mean to do that. Definitely looks like there's something here. Let's see if we can figure out which something. Come on. Okay. Now there's a jumping hazard. I spoke too soon. Wait a minute.
Oh my god, I found the dinosaur thing.
What dinosaur thing?
The thing that I was talking about that I thought was a fever dream.
Oh
You know
yeah.
how I found it?
It's the dinosaur train thing?
No, it's a different thing. But you know how I found it? I found a Reddit thread of someone else being like...
That's always what it is. I find someone else being like, does anyone else remember this?
Little dinos. The little dinos was what I was thinking of. And literally, the post was also, my friend's been talking to me about some weird dinosaur cartoon that he watched as a kid, but he obviously can't remember this stuff. He remembered that there were 3 dinosaur hybrid kids, which was why I remembered the human-like dinosaurs.
Dinosaur hybrid kid. Yeah, that sounds like some X-Files shit.
Yeah, they were like, this is a dinosaur, but also it has hair. So.
What? I'm...
There's a show called Denver the Last Dinosaur. And it's like these kids, like, find this dinosaur, and he's just like a party thing, and like, plays guitar, and like... Remember, like, for some reason we had like 2 episodes on VHS or something that like it had been recorded or like,
I'm so happy I can finally get this thinking about this so long. But you could tell for the little dinos, they couldn't decide whether they wanted them to look humanoid or more like dinosaurs. And so they said, we'll have 2 of them look kind of humanoid and one just be a literal triceratops.
And it kind of sounds like they just kind of gave up at that point.
There were 3 kids, 2 of them had humanoid designs, but were also dinosaurs. One was but bipedal, not one.
Shades.
yeah, it's called Shades. The kids taught Denver the finer points of skateboarding and other pastimes while protecting it from rock concert promoter Morton Dizak, who wanted to use the dinosaur to make money.
Yeah, so mine is the word for dinos, Xander, Danny, and Aiden, as they go back to Earth to visit their ancestors and attempt to save the planet from disaster. With the help of Dr. Lin, the trio bands together to fight the insidious Terra-Evil, and his villainous agenda, and the planet is in great need of defense.
Okay.
Also, I'm not really sure if Dr. Lin is human or not. Probably is not.
Dr. Lin, species unknown.
Dr. Lin may be human, but also would not track, historically speaking.
Yeah.
The Chinese anime this explains that to the Irish having some part of the time writing. Like literally everywhere I was looking on Google, they were like, "Did you mean dino saucers?" And I was like, "No, I know it's not dino saucers." I was thinking if it was dino saucers, I wouldn't be here right now.
Dino saucers. Wait, what is that about aliens? Dinosaurs that are aliens?
I think it's like another like weird kids like hyper.
Why are there so many weird fever dream kids TV shows about dinosaurs?
Love dinosaurs.
Well, this is like, even like the description of this show, this French-American show from '88 is like, yeah, after Land Before Time in '88 and Jurassic Park in '93, that was the heyday of everyone being into dinosaurs, and then it sort of dropped off.
Interesting.
I've actually seen dinosaurs. My childhood was a combination of weird TV, a large amount of which I'm realizing is disproportionate about dinosaurs.
Everything comes back to dinosaurs.
Not all of them are about dinosaurs, but more of them.
Okay, I got one more hint, which is names. So we do have the graveyard tomb and the canyon tomb to look out for. So do we have location names that are named? You alright? Okay. I do remember seeing something called the graveyard or tombstone or something. Where is it? Here? I think it would have been here.
Let's take a look.
Oh, there's a thing to investigate. A journal in Dwarven ruins. A group of human mages have moved in. They're digging up, building deep in the sand. When I tried to approach them, one of the workers dragged me aside and whispered to me to leave before the Venatori caught me. I wasn't going to listen until he showed me these cuts. These mages have been bleeding him for their spells. I ran. I wish there was something I could do. What do these Venatori want? The buildings I saw looked like tombs in the ancient style. Farrell was a master runesmith. Maybe the city revered his work enough to seal it away. Okay, so it's a dwarf. He's figured out that these guys have enslaved people, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna nope out of here. Thank you." Which, you know, smart. Actually, it is kind of funny finding a journal of someone who explicitly did not fall for the horrible trap and die. You know, it's like, I'm like, did you just, I guess maybe he just left his journal? You know, while he was I mean, it makes sense if he was running away, you could have dropped it. So, maybe he just dropped his journal. Well, good on you, person, for being smarter than, like, your average white family in a horror movie. I don't know, I mean, it makes sense. I feel like most of the dwarves in this game have a good head on their shoulders. of weird dinosaur fever dreams?
No, I'm still on that same initial Reddit post where I finally found my answer, and someone else drew the actual characters. But the title of their post is anyone
I will say Dinosaur Fever Dream sounds like a fun band name.
Oh, that would be a great, you know what, I think the genre of that would be, I think it would be psychedelic trance.
Yeah,
Psychedelic trance.
or Dream Pop. Okay, actually, the fact that spiders literally don't have skeletons and are apparently afraid of the giant skull is funny to me. Actually, have you guys seen those anatomically incorrect skeletons? Like the ones that you see at like Halloween stores and stuff? Where it's like a spider-shaped skeleton?
Yes.
And I'm like,
yeah, they just make different anatomical things with skeletons. It's like that's not even close to the skeletal structure that you want, right?
yes. So I feel like one of the inspirations for this place had to be like those big mesa things in Utah, right? What do they call it? What was it? Is it Monument Valley? You know, that national park with the really huge like red rock mesa things? Oh, burial grounds. I think they did say a graveyard tomb, so I'm gonna guess it's in this area. I did notice that before, but I was hoping, you know, I'd have at least some kind of clue about what things to look for. Maybe it's... Okay, so thing I'm trying to figure out. It feels like I feel like there's definitely something on the
Corypheus,
market.
one of yours, isn't he?
One of mine? Like a pet?
I'll
Like
let
a
them
giant
talk.
darkspawn hamster with aspirations of godhood? Dorian, why can't you look after your little friends? Corypheus peed on the carpet again. In this analogy, the carpet is Haven.
Is he or is he not a Tevinter Magister?
Meaning the source of everything bad and evil in the world? They are the same, yes?
Certainly feels that way at times.
I will say Corypheus is hamsters.
Yes. He peed on the carpet again, and the carpet is Haven. Just for that, one day if I do get a hamster, I'll name it Corypheus. Chris says, quote, verticality is a challenge with these maps. That was one of his hints. Because the thing is, I can tell there's clearly supposed to be something here, but because I want to figure out the maps, I'm like, okay, I can tell something is supposed to be here, but that probably looks like one of these tombs, but I'm like, okay, but how does that match the perspective? Could it...
I'm gonna call it time more than control. So we're wrapping up.
Mhm. Oh, wait a minute. Would it be... Oh, yes, I think it is these. Okay. Yes. I think it's this, because I do see a thing in the distance. It's... Yeah, I think...
You got your nubs.
Yes, I got those are... I think those are the nubs. Yep, and that looks right, and you can see that sort of overhang in the distance, and... Just gonna pull it up just so you guys and everyone else can see. That... Yeah. Yep. And then, so as we go back here, so yeah, okay, so yes, this is the cave.
Thanks, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this one's on the surface, and like the last one, we gotta figure out the story order, I think. Oh. And yeah, don't worry. Once we get care of this tomb, I'll head back to Skyhold and check if there's any war table things done. Call it a day.
wasn't the right solution.
Oh, I guess we accidentally. I was just trying to get a torch. I didn't realize. Oh, okay. Just gotta do that. You gotta do it in order. You need to. Yeah. Okay, so that's an and, so that's also not the beginning one. Over here. Okay, that one sounds at the beginning. Pharaoh's sons built monuments to their father, walking away his great works. And there's an and. Does the and make sense? And they worked together for a time, side by side. Yeah, that sounds like it makes sense. So maybe this one just is basically like a circle. We just gotta circle around and see what's this next one say. But each ruled differently. Okay, they argued and heated words make the brothers duel. Okay, so yeah, that sounds like it makes sense. And then let's see if this last one. And where one brother fell, the other raised bloodied axe in hand alone. Okay, yeah, I think we got it. This one, we just gotta start from here and work. Is that the counterclockwise? Yeah, I think this is counterclockwise. Okay, so yeah. Pharrell's sons built monuments to their father, locking away his great works. And just a reminder for anyone, for context, part of the reason why this is unusual is dwarves don't usually build like extensive ruins like this on the surface. So there's a whole mystery around that. Okay, so they built monuments to their father, and they worked together for a time, side by side. Each ruled half the tide. So far, so good. No more demons appearing. But each ruled differently. They argued, and heated words made the brothers duel. All right. Yep. And where one brother fell, the other raised bloodied axe in hand, alone.
Why are the Venatori the first ones out here?
Corypheus must have put them on the scent.
No, I mean, why isn't Orlais or Ferelden sending scholars to learn how to make a building that lasts 1,000 years? This is real engineering. None of this. We'll get a maid to lift that block crap Tevinter does.
Well, pardon us.
That'd be even funnier if that wasn't the first thing we've gotten these two to say to each other all day.
Silence for 8 hours and then pop that out.
Like this is officially a homophobic conspiracy. And the thing is, I swear it wasn't that hard when the first time I played it myself. So someone, come on. Okay. But that being good news, that means we did get one of the pieces. So let's refresh just what we've got, which ones we've gotten so far. So that one, because it was really far away in that tomb between those two, in the graveyard between those two statues. Then did we get this one? I believe so, yes, because we found one that was right in the middle of 4 columns that was in fact pretty close to the big rocks in the background. So yes, we found those 4 columns. And there was, in fact, a skull above them, so yeah. Then we definitely found this one, because this is the one that we had to enter from up above and then descend down from. And then this is the one we haven't found yet. And Chris says that that was actually the one that he meant, that the last one is the one that the camps thing was actually supposed to draw us to. So we know that the next one is, in fact, between 2 camps. And we will find that next time. Now, let's return. Oh, gotta grab the landmark while I'm here, and then Fast travel back. I gotta say, as far as graveyards go, I would love it if I was buried in a place that had statues like this just hanging around it, you know? Oh yeah. An open tomb is eroded over the centuries. Carved into the stone, almost too faint to see, is a bas-relief of an enormous helmeted dwarf, flanked by two smaller dwarves, marching out of a mountain under a beaming sun. I assume, yeah, that's those two. Okay, yeah, they're marching out of the ground. Actually, this says they're marching out of the ground. I wonder if this is literally where they actually came to the surface from the deep roads. This like area, this like opening here, and they sealed it behind them. That'd be interesting. All right. Hello, Varric.
I can spare some time. What do you need?
We'll talk later. Oh, but we should get some blood lotus for bees. I will say, you know, as much time as we spent at that, I do feel kind of satisfied that eventually we did manage to find the spot. Hell yeah. And, like, part of why I was curious is I think the very first time I did this game, I did admittedly just, I think, look it up eventually. So I wanted to see if I could do it, you know, like, getting a little hint or there, here or there, alright, but I wanted to see if I could mostly figure it out on my own. And we did it! Alright, diverting soldiers in the Frostbacks. Commander, we were able to track down the Red Templars and put an end to our activities. We supplied their former prisoners so they might make their way home. Okay, we did rescue the people that they're, you know, that they were going to be turned into Red Lyrium. We'll conduct prayers for our soldiers and the kind sisters who lost their way through the Frostbacks. May they find peace at the Maker's right hand. Okay. So yeah, we rescued the people who were being carted away by Red Templars. Honestly, I feel like that was probably a good move because the way that they were going to die was less pleasant, to say the least. Okay, and now we're going to pursuing the Red Templars. Oh, I will say, having done this before, a neat little thing is that, as I recall, if you do take the other option, it just ends. Whereas if you do the pursuit one, you actually get, you know, actual more new war table things to do. So I think it's kind of a neat detail that if you don't actually, you know, if you take one of them, you just don't, you know, it just ends. Yeah. There's nothing more, yeah, because there's nothing more to do, essentially. Yeah, so we're going to follow them. We can wait until they make camp, and assassinates can eliminate sentries, allowing our soldiers to strike while their guard is down. Or, set up an ambush. We could block their path while archers lie in wait above. I gotta say, yeah, I like that one.
Inquisitor.
Alright, and the other two...
Just, you know, what if we just go in there and fuck them up?
Yeah.
It's like, alright.
Exactly. Alright. Let's... Alright, and I think, since we'll only have one left apart from the actual main tomb, which I think should be easier, because I think it reveals the way once you have the other four. So we only have one more to actually look for tomorrow. So that, I think...
Next week.
Yep, I mean not tomorrow, next week. Yes, tomorrow is Yellow Jackets.
Tomorrow we'll finish the
Yes.
final